Good morning, it is a beautiful Thursday here in Phoenix. Today we have a full route cleaning porta potties and you're coming along with me. So I stayed at an Airbnb last night. I am going directly to the airport after work today and heading back to the Bay Area. Been here for the last couple of days, getting some stuff done, but today it's time to go home. We've got a route to finish first. Now I'm waiting for Juan to pick me up and head to the yard. It's probably about a 5-minute drive from here. Like always, we're getting an early start. Buenos días, vato. ¿Cómo estás? Todo bien. All right, we just got to the yard. The sun's coming up pretty late these days. You can definitely feel the difference. But the first thing that we want to do when we get here, we're going to check our route for the day just to get an idea of what we have coming. We want to make sure we bring anything with us that we're going to need. We've got one delivery, so we're going to go ahead and get that loaded and strapped up, and then we're going to hit the road. All right, so we've got our toilet all strapped up, double strapped every time. We want to always make sure got 2 straps on there to keep it secure. Now, the last thing we're going to do before we head out on the road is do our pre-trip and our 360 walk around. We're going to make sure that we have everything that we need so that when we're out on the road, we're not missing anything and we don't have to come back to the yard. So first, we're going to check, make sure that we have water. We want to make sure we have enough water to do the whole route. So in this tube, you can see the water level. We're full. Gonna make sure that we've got our paper here. So look here, we're fully stocked. Got toilet paper, paper towels for the whole route, and then we've got enough deodorizer for sure. And when we do the pre-trips, we wanna check our tires, make sure that there's none that are flat, low on pressure. The truck is due for an oil change, so we're gonna have to do that when we get back. But other than that, everything looks good. Gotta get Juan his coffee. So first we're gonna fill up with diesel and then we're gonna get started with the day. We have 23 services to do today. Since we're still growing, our density isn't where we'd like it to be. There's definitely a lot more driving than I would like on this route, but that's something that comes with time. As we keep growing, our density will get better and we'll be able to do more services per day. We're gonna get going and let the sun come up a little bit. First service of the day, we've got 2 standards in an electrical plant. One is over there, and then we've got one right here. If you're not awake yet when you get to your first stop, when you run the pump, that smell's gonna wake you up. So our second stop, we purchased this toilet specifically for this customer because they always bring it back and forth from different job sites and then they bring it back to their yard for us to clean it. So let's take a look at it really quick. It's one of the P-Pod folding toilets. We're gonna get it opened up right now. So see how it's folded in half? It's gonna open up like a transformer. Ta-da! See, so it turns into a full toilet. Maybe we'll do a review of one of these someday in the future, but yeah, let's get the service done. All right, now we've got the service done. We got to put it back in its resting position. You can take the pin out. And let it go back to rest. Okay.
Here's the other one.
Put the safety pins in. All right, now it's ready. Customer takes this toilet 150 to 200 miles away. So it helps to fold it down so it doesn't get bothered by the wind when they're pulling it in the trailer behind their truck. And yeah, we're ready to go. Now on to the next stop. Let's get this delivery done. We have the competition in this stop. And when we do deliveries, we always try and do them as early as possible in the day. Get them early in the route so that we can deliver them in the morning for the customer, because if they're gonna be working all day, we don't want them to be without a toilet. So when we're doing the route, we always keep that in mind. Try and get the toilet delivered as early as we can. They said they want this on the side of the dumpster. We're gonna go and push it on the far side so we're not blocking the dumpster when they want to pick it up. I think still do the service, yeah? Get it filled with water. We're good to go. Yeah. So we got that delivery done. 7:48, it's still early. And before we do our next services, we're gonna go dump, because we haven't gone in a couple of days. And we usually pump everything from both trucks that we have into one truck, so we only have to make one trip to the plant. So we're gonna do that and then go make room to do more services. Yeah, hasta arriba. Completely full. Bien. All right, so we're pulling up to the dump plant to empty out our truck. Got a honk so they open the gate for us. And at this location, they take our weight on the scale and then measure how much we weigh when we're full, and then we get weighed again on the way out, and then that's how they charge us. So we only get charged by the gallon, which is nice. They don't charge us for a full truckload. Got a little bit of traffic. Usually it's not that crowded, but today it's a little crowded. So before we dump, we need to take a sample. They're gonna test it and give us approval so that we can dump, because we don't wanna be dumping anything hazardous or that we're not allowed to. So we're just gonna open this valve here. It's gonna fill the top with waste, and then we're gonna open it and let it drain into the cup here. So here, this catch is enough to give them a sample, right? So we've got our sample here. They're gonna test it and make sure we're good to dump it. So once we get the thumbs up, we're gonna connect the hose, and here we need to use pressure in order to dump, because it's gonna go up here, up these pipes, and then into there. It's gonna kind of filter everything so that they can treat it. There you can see the machine doing its thing, kind of shaking. Smells like money. So when they're doing the sampling, you want to make sure that you're using allowed chemicals in your deodorizers, and make sure you're not pumping anything you're not supposed to. So if you have like oil or paint or anything like that, that can cause you to fail the test, and then you can't dump the load. So, gracias. So we got the thumbs up. So just be careful, because there's gonna be a little bit left in here because we opened it to take the sample. Don't stand too close, because otherwise it's gonna splash all over you. Put that up here. We wanna put our truck from vacuum into pressure. So then it's gonna push everything out. We're gonna close the valves for the truck. So now we've got it in pressure. We're gonna turn the PTO on. And then we're gonna open the valve, and it's gonna dump. And then you can see it emptying right there. So since the hose isn't see-through, we can't tell when it's completely done emptying. We want to make sure it's completely empty before we disconnect, because the gravity is going to push anything that's left in the hose back out when you try and disconnect it, and it's going to spit back out at you. Now that the truck is empty, you can tell that the vacuum pump is making a little bit different of a noise. It's not stressing so much to push everything out, so we're just about ready to disconnect it. So we're going to close the valve, turn off the pump, then we can disconnect la manguera. Get ourselves cleaned up and we're good to go. And then last important step, put your pump back into vacuum, because if you forget and you stick it in the next toilet, it's gonna shoot everything back at you. We don't want that. So truck's empty, let's keep pumping toilets. All right, it's time to get a little bit of breakfast / lunch in the middle of the route. I'm gonna get some chilaquiles. Place is recommended by Juan. Chilaquil to go.
Los huevos. Dos.
So here we've got our chilaquiles verdes with carne asada, a couple of huevos. Never had chilaquiles before, you gotta try them, they're bomb. But one thing I like about being out on route, if you don't bring your lunch, you don't bring your breakfast, you can always get something out on the road and you can try different things. This is recommended by Juan, he said it's good. So I love chilaquiles, so let's dig in. Like pop the egg on there. We might be porta potty drivers, but we're also food influencers right here. Provecho. Muy bien.
Sí, eh?
Con carne asada, está bien. Since we're out on the road so much, it can be sometimes hard to pack a lunch, because really like a sandwich or a wrap are the only things that keep well, because we don't have a microwave. Definitely could be better. I bring in my own food, but when we're eating good like this, I can't complain. A perfect bite. Time to get moving again.
There's another one.
All right, time to go back on the road. Stomachs are full, ready to do some more services. And luckily, one good thing is every stop for us is like a bathroom break. So anytime we gotta go, there's always gonna be a porta potty there for us. We could just use it real quick and then we're gonna clean it anyways. So never have to worry about finding a toilet. Now we're heading out to some of the furthest stops that we have for today's route, and just even in general. We're heading out to Tonopah. So it's about a 30-minute drive out there, a little bit further than we'd like to go right now for one toilet, but we're kind of in the mindset to say yes to everything, because as we keep growing, we're gonna get more toilets in between to fill in those gaps. So we do have to drive 30 minutes to get to this one, but that's almost one of the things that I also like about doing a route. You get to drive to all kinds of different places, get to know different places, learn your way around. And it's just kind of nice to be out and about. And once you have a set route and you do it week after week, then you kind of get to know where the specific toilets are and the best way to get to each one. But when you're doing it for the first time, that can be a little bit of a challenge, because you're gonna have the address where the toilet is, but the toilet isn't always in that exact spot. Sometimes they'll put it in the back of the building, or it's a brand new construction, so the address isn't even there yet. You just have to know where the toilets are based off memory. I have done this route a couple times before, so we know where we're going. It's just a lot of driving. One thing I like about doing a service route is how independent you get to be. Obviously today, me and Juan are riding together in the same truck, so we're not completely alone today. But on a normal day, you just have your route, you go to each of your stops, you get to talk to the people that are on site, say what's up to them or whatever. But you don't have a boss who's constantly overlooking your shoulder and seeing everything that you do. As long as you get your route done in a timely manner, you pretty much get to be your own boss out in the field. All you gotta worry about is servicing your toilets, nothing more. Let's go ahead and sign this. They know that we came and clean their toilet. Otherwise, sometimes people argue that we didn't come. Don't let me forget the pen. A lot of other jobs can be high stress. This is pretty much as low stress as it gets. Sometimes it's almost relaxing. There you go, all clean. On to the next one. All right, now it's time to head back to the Phoenix area. We're done with all of our services out here in Buckeye. Juan's gonna drive us back, and I got some work to do here on the laptop. One of the hardest things about actually running a route nowadays is having to run the business at the same time while we're out on route. Sometimes I'm getting phone calls from either drivers or customers while I'm doing the service, and you gotta stop the pump. Make sure to answer all of the phone calls, because that's the #1 priority, right? If somebody's got a new order or a driver needs help, we gotta help them out. So that's the hardest thing about having to balance doing the routes nowadays. We got a couple more services to do out in Phoenix and then heading back to the yard. So on the home stretch. All right, so we just got to our last stop. We're gonna clean this toilet right here, one standard. We were able to get the route done pretty quick because there are 2 of us. So sometimes I would pump out the toilet while Juan is cleaning it and getting everything ready, and vice versa. So we're really able to get the route done super efficiently. It's almost 1:30 right now, so we're gonna get back to the yard just after 2. So a little bit more than 9 hours on the road. Not bad at all, especially considering how much driving we had to do. Teamwork makes the dream work. Right, Juan?
Yes, sir.
Another day.
Bloody one.
All right, so made it back to the yard, exactly 2 o'clock. Not a bad day. Best thing was we were able to complete 100% of our services, so we know that we're not gonna get any complaints. Customers are gonna be happy with their clean toilets. Now that the day's over, we're gonna refill the truck with water, toilet paper, and make sure that it's ready to go in the morning, so we don't have to struggle with that tomorrow. Then after that, we gotta get the office work done, put in the orders that I received while we were out on the road, and then we're flying back to California tonight. All right, so all the office work is done. It's 4:30 now, so it took me like a couple hours to get that done. We did the routes, we put in the orders, we ran the billing. All that stuff is for another video. It's all pretty boring stuff, but it's all stuff that's gotta get done for the business to function. So before we leave and head to the airport, we're gonna prep what we have scheduled for delivery tomorrow. We've got 3 toilets and then a hand wash going out, so they get more of a deep clean. Rinse them down, make sure they're all good to go. What's nice is this yard is this kind of gravel material rather than dirt, so it doesn't get super muddy. It's not as good as having it paved, obviously, but it doesn't get too bad. Look, it's not too muddy, and the toilets stay pretty clean. So pretty much brand new going out tomorrow. So we're gonna finish getting these prepped so they're ready to load up tomorrow. Then all the driver has to do is load them up and they're on the way. And then it'll be time to head to the airport. All right, we're back at the airport. Time to head home. Thank you for watching a day in the life pumping porta potties. Hope I've inspired you to do the same. And I'll see you all next time.